This video will show the replacement of a LiteRise system in a Solera soft shade. This includes removal of the existing LiteRise system, assembly of the new LiteRise components, and reassembly of the shade. Here are the tools you'll be using for the repair: a mallet, a flathead screwdriver, and hemostats. First, remove the end cap using a mallet and a screwdriver. Slide the headrail back to expose the LiteRise components. For repairs, you'll replace the LiteRise components with the same color components that are in the headrail. Here you can see the components. There's the motor support, a black, gray, or beige motor, the LiteRise transmission adapter, and a blue or green transmission. Now let's assemble the new LiteRise components. Here is the transmission. This is where the steel V-shaft will insert into the transmission, and there are two steel pins that lock the transmission into place. This is the transmission feature that will align with the motor gear. With the transmission features towards you, attach the transmission adapter as shown. There is a tab on the bottom of the adapter, and there is a tab on top of the motor. Insert the tabs and pin locations and the motor gear together. The top and bottom tabs need to snap into place as shown. With the transmission pins in place, keeping tension on the spring, remove the motor pin from the first motor. Both of the motors have the same snap together features on the top and bottom. Line up the motors and snap them into place. Notice the motor pin is still located on the second black motor. The motor support snaps onto the motor in the same fashion as the other components with tabs on the top and bottom. The LiteRise assembly is now complete. With the headrail back and the motor and transmission exposed, use a motor pin to lock off the motor and transmission being replaced. Push the motor pin into the motor, holding the pin in the motor and the transmission in place. These LiteRise components can now be removed by tilting up on the components and rocking the pegs in the bottom of the motor and transmission out of the punched holes in the filler strip. While holding onto the drive shaft, rock it up and pull it out. Ensure the drive shaft has not come out of any of the spools. If it has, remove the headrail and reinsert the drive. This is what can happen if the drive shaft is removed. You can end up with more cord on one of the spools than the other. The shade will never raise level. Remove the drive shaft and re-time the spools. There should be no cord on any of the spools. Grab the non-control end of the filler strip and align the filler strip with the headrail channel and insert it slowly. Ensure the fabric does not snag or tear in any way. Put the headrail on far enough to hold the spools in place, but with enough room to get the LiteRise components and the V-shaft together. With no LiteRise components in the shade and the fabric in the stacked position, open the bottom rail channel by lifting up on the snaps covering the channel. Remove the cord wedge housings in the bottom rail of the shade by rocking them out of the bottom rail. With all of the cord wedge housings removed, pull all of the cord out of the shade. Once the cord wedges and cord are pulled out, use hemostats to secure the cord from being pulled into the shade unintentionally. Here are the pegs at the bottom of the LiteRise mechanism that will insert into the holes punched in the top filler strip. Remove the metal pins from the transmission while keeping the motor pin in place. Line the V-notch in the steel shaft up with the V of the transmission. Insert the V-shaft into the transmission and then rock the LiteRise mechanism down carefully. Push the pegs into the punched holes. Line the pegs up with the holes and press the pegs into the filler strip. Notice in the video that we are lifting the filler strip up and pushing the pegs into the filler strip, not laying the filler strip on top of the fabric and just pushing down. This could cause holes in the fabric. Now, remove the motor pin while holding the drive shaft and slowly control the retraction of the cord rolling up into the headrail. If you do not hold the drive shaft, the cord will roll into the headrail and may damage the shade or the cord wedges. As you can see, the cord retracts the cord wedges all the way into the bottom rail. Then slide the headrail all the way onto the top of the filler strip. Reinserting the cord wedges is easy. Simply line the wedges up with the notch in the bottom channel and press the bottom in and rock in the top. And repeat that for all of the cord routes and cord wedges. Then lay the cords in the bottom rail and snap the bottom rail closed. And lastly, tap the end cap back into place gently with a mallet. And we can test the shade on the table and go to the finishing rack and set it to the specified length.